I'm joined here by Kevin Ward, who is who's a world champion.
No.
Is this correct?
Yes.
I want to start off with this story. Tell me why and where you became a world champion for the first time.
Yeah. So there's I'm sure most of you are familiar with Top Golf. Well, Top Golf started a world championship tour. I guess it's been 3 years now. And so last year, me and a buddy, Chris Mabry, got a wild hair to go ahead and participate in the event. So we went to the local qualifier here in Kansas City, and we ended up winning.
Where are you right now?
We're in Mullen, Nebraska, Sandhills.
Sandhills.
So we ended up winning. We ended up going to Vegas. We played in a event with teams from all over the country/world, and we ended up getting through to the match play section, and later beating England in the final match. Came down to the last shot, which somehow
I guess that was in your hand, wasn't it?
It was. It was a little nerve-wracking. So it's amazing when you play around. When you play golf, you have a lot of ways where you can hit great shots or bad shots and still recover. Well, with this, it's each shot had so much value, and so the recovery factor wasn't there.
Tell me about so that's a microcosm of your golf career. I don't know if you'd consider that a part of your golf career, but
golf, bowling, you name it. Yeah. So
give me a summary from where you came from, and I know kind of where we're leading up to, but like talk me through your golf career.
Yeah, so grew up in Kansas City and just kind of played all the local public courses growing up, played a lot of leagues, played a lot of different events, just trying to get better. And then when I went to high school, I knew it was going to be highly competitive, and so I just had to either not play or get better because I didn't want to be middle of the road. And so each year I slowly got better and better, sought good instruction, sought instructors that wanted to help kids. And then from there I just kind of was a sponge trying to be around older players, be around better players at all times, which led to a college scholarship.
When did you start thinking about playing at a higher level?
Well, in college, I'd say once I won the Kansas and Missouri Am in the same year, that's when I said, okay.
What age was that?
I was 21.
Okay.
I said it's probably time to look at considering and exploring turning pro. And that was my junior year. So that's kind of the important year to play well, not only in high school, but in college, because you kind of figure out what your career path is going to look like, or your college path if you're in high school.
Right.
So I tell a lot of parents that their junior year is their important year for their kid, because that's when the college coaches are
starting to
the
look.
most. So.
Okay, so it's KU.
So KU, yeah, had a good run there. I think I won 3 individual tournaments while being there, and had some good runs, had some tough times as well, and just tried to get better each and every day, and had guys around me and sought some top instruction. I ended up working with an 03. I started working with a guy named Chuck Cook out of Austin, Texas, and he's kind of brought technology into tools, good and bad, because I used to be over analytical on golf swing and body and all that. And so he brought technology into my hands and helped me get better, and gave me a lot of drills and things to do so that I could better my game and focus on what I was trying to do.
So you used to be over analytical. I watched you play yesterday, and I didn't see a lot of over analyzing. I just saw you pounding it.
Yeah.
So tell me what's the transformation been to so you played at KU, and then you played on tours.
Yeah. So after I got done in 2009, I decided I wanted to be done playing on the road, and got a little burnout, sick of traveling all over the country.
How many years did you travel for?
4.5. So I didn't get through Q school my 4th time, and I said, okay, let's look at doing something else. And I didn't want to be in the golf industry in the traditional manner. I knew that I wanted to explore outside opportunities in life versus
being a club pro,
versus being a club pro or a full-time teaching pro. However, when I moved back, I started getting requests and doing some moonlighting and wanted to supplement my income, so I wanted to teach. I wanted to stay in the game. I'd basically be like going to medical school per se and not using it. And so
practicing.
I said, all right, how do we use it? And so that's kind of when I started, after studying it, I said, all right, let's apply it and help guys like Trey Barnes, John Raleigh, you name it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we did in terms of just giving a lot of lessons, helping people out.
You were doing one-on-ones.
Yep, one-on-ones.
Just after work and weekends. And
so it was long, long, long days. I mean, days are still long, but just did a lot of one-on-one helped a lot of elite players try to get better, and worked on kind of their kind of inefficiencies. And then with that, I started teach a lot of guys that are either senior players or they don't have enough time to work on their body, or their bodies are going the other way. And so I started seeing this void in the golf market. And so that's when, we met a little over 3 years ago. And so we basically said, okay, I've always wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it with somebody.
Explain the void that you're talking about.
Yeah, so oftentimes the fitness professional, it's an all-encompassing model of how do we get the person better, and fitness has become such a big part of golf and mobility and stretching and all that. And so basically golf's very hard on your body. Unfortunately, so Tiger brought fitness to the game. And so now we've got fitness professionals kind of here. We've got the golf professionals here, and there's kind of a void in terms of those two are playing in their own silos. They don't enjoy, they don't know the other's craft. And so I said, okay, let's try to develop an all-encompassing program to bring that together, because I know that's what people need.
Right, and there's been a gap. So taking me back to yesterday, watching you play, you said you were analyzing things. You're super, super technical. What has changed, just in the last 3 years with your golf game?
I'd say a couple things. What helps me get pulled back when I teach and help others and do a drill or show them a certain feel, or even talk them out of trying to say, hey, John, be less technical out there. Or, you don't need to video your swing or whatever. So the more I preach that to people about, hey, train, get the right feels, take your golf swing, own your golf swing, that's kind of what I've tried to implement in my own. And a lot of it's happened because, A, I don't hit the golf balls I used to. B,
the quantity.
No. Mm-hmm. B, I implement all the training and all the feels and all the different things in order to get better. And then I kind of understand. I'm just a little bit more mature on my own golf game, and I understand it. Where I used to be almost like I had to run to an instructor or Chuck or whomever for me to get advice, when I should be able to identify and figure out and own my own code.
Right.
So that's kind of been the genesis of me getting less analytical and more body type and body awareness. So
now tell me about your training in SwingFit, and I'll be honest, I've been coaching alongside you the last 3 years, and now I've really actually started it last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. So basically it's how do you develop an all-encompassing program where you basically get to do the mobility, the flexibility, the training, even golf yoga, kettlebell, movement. So anything that gets your body to move well. I'm just a big believer that if your body can really, really move well, you're going to be able to have a better chance to hit the ball further, play golf longer, and play golf more efficient.
And like you were saying yesterday that you hit it harder now than you did back in the day.
Yeah.
However, you're not golfing as much as you did back then. So what's the difference?
I'd say I've built up core strength and then lower body and glute strength. So I'm more rooted into the ground. Yeah. And then I do a lot of speed training, in classes. We're hitting these guys hard with different things to get better. Everybody says they want to hit it further. Everybody says, I don't have the magic pill that just says, here, take the pill and here you go. Here's 20 yards.
Is the answer hitting more balls to hitting it further?
No. I mean,
yes. What is the answer?
I would say a lot of fast twitch, motor training, and just trying to increase club head speed, focus on that. And if you really want to increase your speed, get away from the golf ball and get your body to be able to move well, and then you'll be able to generate more speed.
What are some additional yardages you've heard of guys picking up? I know one guy we were talking about on the drive over here.
Yeah, so I've seen 25 to 30, a lot of 10 to 15s. It's usually one club for sure. For those guys that are diligent about their training, and then seen up to 30, 35 yards.
And you're talking about training on the range, or you're talking about training in the gym?
Training in the gym, yeah.
Right. Those are the ones picking up distance.
So, and again, I think what happens is most of us, life gets in the way, unless you have 24/7 to devote to the game. And so life gets in the way. So a lot of people just won't have a practice session or won't go train. So this program allows us to see guys very regularly, and that's just allows you to hold their hand and some people just don't know what to do or how to get there.
So when you first got off tour, you were training guys on the side, guys and girls for fun. I mean, you're getting paid or whatever, you're doing it. Why, now, I mean, you're busy at Mariner. You got more than a full-time career there. Yeah. Why are you trying to keep this going? What's the why behind continue developing SwingFit and continue to advance it forward?
I just get a ton of joy out of seeing guys improve and progress and walk alongside them and say, all right, here's the journey. Are you on board? And let me help you get to where you want to get to. That's really the nature of it. And for whatever reason, every morning early at 4 or 4:30 when that alarm goes off, I'm excited. It fuels me to go help others in this capacity. And with that, I could argue that it helps me with my day job. And, I think a lot of our clients or the people that I'm around at Mariner think it's intriguing and interesting that, technically most of our clients are business owners, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I can kind of relate to what they're going through. And so, that's just kind of a unique kind of, I don't know why exactly, but other than I just love helping people. And I know that there's such an added benefit, and there's kind of a void in the market per se, and helping people get from point A to point B it's too fun. The relationships that you and I have gotten, had over the last 3 years and many more to come, I guess.
And I got to see that really firsthand and kind of comprehend, your joy of actually seeing somebody out and play. For me, I feel that in the gym. Like, I get somebody moving, I see a light bulb go off. I completely understand that domain. And I felt that yesterday playing with you and watching you watch everybody else. Like you're out, you shot, 1 under par. So like you played pretty decent.
Yeah.
But it's like you're on the golf course. You're not hunting for yourself.
Yeah, it's just
you're kind of out like with your group, and you're kind of watching everybody swing and kind of helping everybody with lies and alignment. And then you're out, and then you bomb a drive 330 yards.
Yeah, it almost helps me get out of my own way too, because
right.
I'm kind of playing my round, but I'm also just watching others or giving feedback or storing away thoughts to tell people when they're done playing. But it just kind of it's comfortable. I can just spot things that I see from years and years of good, bad, or indifferent, or trying things.
Right.
And so there's just so many variables that go on in the game of golf. It's just not, you got to hit plain vanilla 7-irons and drivers. And so, for example, when we played here yesterday, the wind changed. It blew all 4 different directions in 9 holes. Mm-hmm. So it's just, there's a lot going on in the game, and it's just people just a lot of times don't have the experience or the self-awareness to know what's right or wrong.
Where does it go from here? Where's your game going from here? Where's your craft of instructing others? What are you going to do more type of events like this where you get people out of the gym?
Yeah, I think
what's next?
I think just continuing to do what we're doing. Keep people focused inside the gym, and then from there, try to get people out on the golf course, doing schools, doing different things where, it's just a fantasy camp centered around how do you get guys better? What do you do? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you thinking? Do you have a pre-shot routine? What are you doing with your short game? Do you have a putting drill or a putting training aid that you can go to when your stroke gets off? So I just think it's just continuing to kind of build on kind of what we're trying to do. And then from there, it's just, get guys better, and the rest takes care of itself.
What about your game?
My game.
Where are you going with it? I mean, you're after 3 rounds, you're 2 or 3 under par?
Yeah, I'd say just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't have the time.
Do you have anything that you're shooting for? I mean, are you trying to try and play any tournaments? Or do you have any sort of ambitions to play at any competitive level?
Yeah, I miss playing in a lot of the events, but it's been hard, just prep time for myself, and then just with the full-time job, I just haven't had time to really devote to it. But that's all right. So that's why basically I'm getting better. I'm just doing it in an alternative manner.
Right.
And so
your ratio of practice, give me like an example. So those of us listening who want to get better, and one of them sitting right across from you, what's your ratio of training in the gym to hitting balls and practice?
Probably 3 to 4 to 1 gym to hitting balls. And A, because I can kind of do it in the wee hours of the day, and B, it's just it's important. I just know that it's been working for me. I'm hitting the ball better than ever.
Now, what about a guy like me? What should that ratio change depending on your handicap, depending on?
Yeah, I'd say with a beginner or mid-high handicappers, I think they should do almost the same as what I'm doing. Movement patterns, a lot of mobility. Can your body turn? All those different things to get yourself better. You can get away from the golf course, and then that's kind of what the program's doing. That's allowing us to hold their hand, and then go practice.
What if I'm
go
single
work on
digit now, and say I'm a 7 or 8?
I'd say a little bit of a case by case, but I would say, at least 2 to 1, getting a lot of stretching, body work, movement stuff in, speed work, away from the golf course itself. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do in the alternative space, especially if you know what you're trying to accomplish.
What swing thought are you going to take on the course today?
I'm going to try to internally rotate my right hip. I'm sure that makes no sense for the audience, but I'm going to try to maintain posture and, get my chest through it.
Okay, because you have a tendency or you want your hips to go
towards
the ball versus towards the target.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think one thing that everybody should know is what you battle is probably what you're going to always battle. Tom Kite told me that years ago. So what you battle now personally in terms of X's and O's, you're probably going to battle in 3, 5, 10 years. And so having a way to fix that or combat that is the most important thing. And so I have drills or routines. I know what my tendency is with on the way down. And so I have some routines and thoughts and feels that I try to do. But again, just having a swing thought of, I'm going to keep my right butt back. Some days that may work. Some days that may not, because your body's in different states, your mind's in different states. And so swing thoughts are good. But that's kind of what's allowed. I like to get guys to come in and train and then go dumb, per se, and play the game. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of kids. I think there's a lot of great players that get out of playing the game and into playing golf swing.
Yep.
And
I'm great at that.
Well, there's a lot of people that are really good at that. So, it holds you back for sure.
So keep the training. So the training ratio is 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Fitness to golf.
Yeah.
Get your body right.
Yep.
And then play dumb.
Yeah, and then in terms of the program, for those that you don't even know where to start, use us or use me as a resource to say, okay, what do I do? Or hey, my kid's at this age. Or hey, what do you do if you're 50 years old and you want to take up the game? I can give you why not to or why to do it,
right.
Just what to look for. But I just think that what we can do is kind of help hold people's hands in this program. And even that, if you don't live in our city, you can train remotely. Technology is a beautiful thing now. And so, we try to utilize that in whatever way we can.
I think what you've said that I like is that we won't have the answer for everything, but it will at least give you an answer and send you in the right direction, like being your quarterback for your golf game. Yeah,
I think that's the most number one thing. It's just we're our client's advocate, right? So if somebody needs club fitting, somebody needs to go see a sports psychologist, if somebody needs to work on their short game, or you name it, in terms of all the different, I just view the golfer as the central hub, and then how do you get the golfer better? So we're kind of their golf quarterback.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we got a world champion, and we got a guy who's you obviously you pour your passion into helping others, and I've been around you a lot for the last 3 years, but I hadn't quite seen it I hadn't quite seen it in real life, and I just want to let you know I really enjoy seeing your passion as it relates to your craft.
Yeah,
it's been. And I know other people see it as well.
It's been fun. It's been fun to do.
Good. Thank you for sharing a bit of the story. I know there's a lot more to it, but that's a little bit about the genesis of Kevin Ward SwingFit and becoming a world champion.
Awesome.
Cool, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks.
Fun.